Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, Wise Women's Wednesdays. It's time to come on down and let's get smart. Let's see who's here. Are you here? Anyone? Anyone? There we go. I see people coming in. Come on in. It's Wise Women's Wednesdays. You know what we do? We talk smartly, wisely on Wednesdays. Say hello. I see you streaming in. Hello, everybody. Hey, Yvonne, Caitlin. Yay! Happy Wednesday, everyone. Good to see you. Hi, Tracy. And Sandy. She's calling me a hottie. Yeah, if you're in the spring, you know what that means. And I asked her if it meant hot flashes. You know. There's my girl Letha, and so is Donna and Gisela. Gisela, pretty name. She's in Georgetown. Hello, Carla. Good to see everybody. This is fun. Yay, come on down. Hello, Vanessa. Happy Wednesday. Hi, Mary. And Cindy. Good to see you all. Cynthia. We got the Cindys in. And there's Faye. Come on down. And my good friend Gwen. And Faye. Another Faye. We got the Fays. Well, Letha said she can only hang out for 15 minutes. That's okay, Letha. We've got, you can watch it later. Hi, Linda. Jennifer. Look at all you guys. So good to see you all. So today's Wise Women's Wednesdays. You know what we do on Wise Women's Wednesdays? We talk about things that lend themselves to wisdom. How we can take our experience, how we can manufacture wisdom, you know, sometimes out of just the bits and pieces that we have left in our lives. Sometimes it's like that, isn't it? You know, we find ourselves in a place where we're going, golly, you know, here I am at this age and it just feels blah. It happens. Fred Brown, I know who you are. Good to see you, Dawn. And Brenda. We got the Brendas in the house. Good to see everybody. And Susan and Haida, my gal. So today I just want to talk to you about what wise women do when they're taking a look at things that just aren't going right. We are in the middle of our latest sprint, as you well know. And our sprint is a free program that we do, and it's an anti-inflammatory approach to the keto diet. There's a lot of good aspects to the keto diet, but there's a lot of big flaws in there. And I always blame it on Pinterest, but we just have to take a look at things, and we need to clean things up sometimes. And that's my job. That's what I have brought in and have cleaned up quite a bit of stuff there so that we're not overloading on sour cream, bacon, and cheese. Oh my. That doesn't mean that we say no to any of that stuff. That just means that for the sprint period, we certainly take a lot of that stuff out of there. Brenda says, I'm feeling so much better. Thank you for that. I'm glad to hear that, Marie. And look at, Yvonne's already lost another 2 pounds with the sprint. The sprint is incredible because it has every aspect covered. When I went through and created this, it was in order to get you to the place of being able to clear that inflammation once and for all. Have you noticed that when you're inflamed, that you hurt, that you don't think clearly, that you're in pain, that you're bloated, that your skin is breaking out? I mean, there's always something, right? Who wants that? I don't want that in my life. If you want that, I mean, well, okay. I don't think so, though. I have noticed that when people start to take some real responsibility for their lives and get rid of the inflammation, things start to change. When you're just consumed with this whole thing of just like, I hurt, I can't move, I can't do this, I can't do that. We are really essentially having to throw the baby out with the bathwater because there is just nothing. We can't do anything. So that's what the sprint is about. The sprint is about clearing out that inflammation, and guess what happens? All that stuff starts to come off, and the weight comes off too. It's fantastic. That's why we do the sprint. So the sprint is definitely a starting place, but I will tell you, people are already asking me, and I'm getting a lot of private messages, some starting at 4:30 in the morning. Hello, do you guys sleep? Asking me what's next. Well, what's next is this Thursday at 7 p.m. I will be having a webinar that's talking about the anti-inflammatory approach to the keto diet. And I'm going to show you 10 different things that it will help you with. And it's all based on research. It has science behind it. And these are things that I have found from doing it with myself, doing it with Marla, and doing it with thousands of women. So if you want to get that information and find out a little bit about what is next, please join me. All you have to do is go to savingdinner.com/webinar, okay? /webinar. And by the way, are you sharing these videos? We've had our numbers down a little bit these last few days, which I don't understand. Please share them. When you share these videos, you're bringing people into your world to help. And we all need that, don't we? Don't you need help? Wouldn't you appreciate it if somebody shared something that was of value to you with them? I know you would. So when you share, you care. So sharing is caring, and I really appreciate it, because what I want to do is I want to reward you with a nice book. Somebody's going to get a nice book on this today. And you know who it is? It's Letha. Letha, you won the book. Letha Bryant. She won the book. Letha's been such a great sharer, such an encourager. She has done well on her journey, and she has shared this a lot. Thank you, Letha, for this, and I'm sending you a low-carb book. Maybe next week. I don't know what we're giving away. I have to go through and do my inventory. But anyway, congratulations to Letha. She is here right now. Letha, send me your address so that I can take care of getting that sent to you. Yay! Okay. The other thing that I like to do is I like to let's get ourselves back to the place that we need to be. So, we're on day, what is it? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day 3 of the sprint, hump day, and what have you. And this is where people sometimes start to waver a little bit. And I don't want you to waver. I want you to bring it back to planet Earth and to start really thinking about your journey and about taking care of business. There are several things that I think are great tools that will help you as you go on with your, all the things that you're doing. It's a change of habit for sure. It's a change of food for a lot of you. It's a change of a lot of different things. So as we're making these changes, it's really good to check up with what's going on between your ears, because this is where we can get really sidetracked. And oh goodness, I have the quote of the day, and it's over here. I can't reach it. But the quote of the day is, part of courage is simple consistency. And doesn't that just fit the bill right now today? That's a Peggy Noonan quote. And of course, she still is. She's a Wall Street Journal opinion writer. She is a Pulitzer Prize winner, several New York Times bestselling books. And she is a trailblazer in the world of journalism, and she's highly respected. I love this. Part of courage is simple consistency. Consistency is the name of the game. When we have consistency down, things get done, things happen. You've seen this in your home, with your morning routines and your evening routines, which basically are little steps, baby steps, things, do this, do that, do this, piggyback on this, piggyback on that. We've talked about that. It just makes a difference. And you have those little, that routine in the morning, that routine in the evening, and they bookend your life and they help you to get things done. And in between, you can do a lot of really cool stuff. So somebody asked me what I'm drinking. This, I don't have it up here, but it's called Hot Melt Mix. It's not icky milk, I promise you. Hot Melt Mix is our ketones. It's exogenous ketones with a little MCT oil in it. And it has all the electrolytes and everything, and it makes you feel good, and it brings you into ketosis like that. So yeah, you don't want to struggle with the keto flu. It stinks. So again, it's back to courage is simple consistency. And part of the consistency is taking the journey. It's getting yourself out on the road, so to speak, right? So what I look at right here is, one of the things that you've just got to deal with is the clutter between your ears. If it was only about having the perfect diet or the perfect plan, then wouldn't we all be, rail thin and not have to be worrying about any excess body clutter? The thing is, it's not. We have to connect plan to head, to heart, to past experience, to our life's journey. We have to pull all the pieces, all the moving parts, and bring them into what it is that we're doing. Until we can do that, we're going to keep coming back to the carousel of crazy. And you know exactly what the carousel of crazy is. It's around and around, up and down. And if you've ever been on that yo-yo diet of going up and down and up and down, losing and gaining the same 10, 15, 100 pounds even, then you know what that crazy is about. That carousel goes nowhere. And that's what happens to us when we aren't looking at all the moving parts. We simply have to address the body clutter between our ears. Whoops, I always have a hard time with this. Get this book. It's inexpensive. You will read it again and again and again. There's missions behind all of it. It's a game changer, and it shows you where your pain points are. And it brings you to the place by telling stories about what we've been through, Marla and I both, on this book. And it's such a difference. It is such a difference. You've got to start with what's between your ears. If you don't start with what's between your ears, you're going to come back to the carousel of crazy. And I don't want that for you. And the other thing is that you have to start planning for yourself. You do. We can't just be passive and allow life to happen to us. We need to go out and cooperate with it. We need to go out and cooperate with life. One of the things that I have done in my Hot Melt Club, and you'll hear about that on Thursday if you join our webinar, savingdinner.com/webinar. There's a webinar sign-up page. Please sign up for it. You can't get in without registering, okay? Because then we save you a seat. Yeah. And if we need to, we'll buy more seats, but we only have a certain amount of seats. And as the registrations come in, we can always buy more with the provider of the webinar platform. Okay. But my club members, I have got five consultations today after this. So I'm going to be very, very busy all day long. Every single one of my Hot Melt Club members gets a personal consultation. The yearly members get a personal consultation from me. I don't know how long we'll be able to do this because we're getting bigger, and for right now we're doing this. And one of the things that I want to do is get people to the place of taking back their life. And that means that taking back your life means that you are planning for the next 30, 60, 90 days and going with goals, not just with, what you want your jean size to be, but also going with what you want your life to start looking like. I have noticed this, that when we start to harness together and string together all the different components of our lives, then we start to feel better about everything. We start to feel better about where we are in our life. We start to make changes. We decide, I am not going to stay with this doctor who isn't supporting me, and I've been fighting him tooth and nail every way. I'm going to change doctors. Or we say, I hate this job. This job has been a dead end for me. It's never been good. I am going to get rid of this job, and it's now time to go on to something else. It's up to you. And this is the thing that I want to do is I'm here to stir the pot. Because inside every single woman that I have ever met in my entire life, and that includes you, there is magic inside. And we have also made decisions, haven't we? We who sprint, we who do all these different things, we have made decisions not to be pathetic, but to be powerful. We have made decisions not to be helpless, but to be hopeful. We've made decisions in our lives to abandon ship on all the garbage that has held us back and held us hostage. We've made those decisions, maybe slowly, maybe quickly, however it works for you. But the point is that when we start and when we get to the place of understanding that these consistent little habits that we're doing and these looking and examining and And going forward in our lives makes for a different life. Scott, what was his name? Scott Peck. He wrote a book years ago, The Road Less Traveled. He had a quote in there that really rocked my world. I was really young. I think it was in my 20s when I read this book. And he said that the unexamined life is not worth living. And that was an old quote from Plato or somebody. But the unexamined life is not worth living. We all have to examine ourselves. And when we examine ourselves and put ourselves, Marla has the little looking glass, and when we put ourselves a little bit under the microscope, not to an obsessive, crazy way, but just look at what's going on, we can start examining and changing out the things that no longer work, that serve no one. You have to ask yourself sometimes, who is this serving? Is this serving anyone? Is me being crazy and overcommitting and overdoing it and over volunteering my life away? Is this helping anyone? Or is it just helping a bunch of strangers that I don't know and my own family is over here suffering? Is that what it is? That needs to be examined, doesn't it? Everything needs to be examined. So, when one of the things too is when we start the sprint, we keep track, don't we? And we keep track. This is how I keep track. I use my little Fly Lady calendar. It's the mini, and she's got it on sale right now for $9.95, you guys. So you should grab it. You should grab a few and use them for Christmas presents. But you can put this in your purse, and you can keep it private and keep it away from staring eyes, because you can put everything in there. I like that, and I think it keeps things really great. We always have to be looking at, is this helping me to create the life that I want to lead? That's part of this whole thing, isn't it? It's part of this whole thing. Is this creating the life I want to lead? And, maybe we want to do it in smaller genes, but we also want to do it in an empowered way. And we want to do it with a life surrounded by people that we love and care about. We have the opportunity to do that. So we have to do that, we have to understand it is, number one, an inside job. When we make that decision, and listen, all things that we do are decisions. Even if we don't decide, that's still a decision. When we make these decisions to go forward in our lives and to do different things or not, those decisions have an impact. They have an impact on ourselves. They have an impact on our psyche. They have an impact on our moods. They have an impact on the people around us and the people who, come to us asking for help if you're a part of our sprint group. But everything has an impact. You can't get by. It's like when you throw a rock into the water, into the still water, you're going to see the ripple effect. There is a ripple effect in your life, whether you know it or not, whether you're participating in it or not. So my thing to you is be aware. How is what you're doing in your life impacting those around you? For the better or for the worse? You have to do an honest evaluation. You have to do an honest evaluation. If you look at something and say, you know what, well, that's not so bad, and you rationalize and excuse it away, have you made an honest evaluation? You haven't. Your evaluation needs to be in there. And it's all about whatever it is that you're doing. Whether it's cleaning up a mess in your kitchen and getting rid of the clutter, or it's doing the flights and taking things seriously in the sprint. All of these things, this is the simplicity of consistency. And it's the courage to be consistent on everything. And if you start on the inside and work your way out, not with just a plan in place, but with a plan for your life in place. It's not just about the food. We can start with the food. Food's a good place. It's a good place to declutter and get rid of the garbage, because the better we eat, the better we're going to think. It's amazing what happens with that. The frontal cortex will be front and center and will be working. You get brain fog when you have a lot of inflammation. You get brain fog when you're feeling awful all the time. You don't think clearly. You don't think well. Have you noticed that in yourself? If you've been one of those people, tell me about it. And then the other things that you need to do is I just put this out with somebody who was also asking me, like, when can I do this? When can I do this? And I said, well, stack it on a habit you already have. When we habit stack, that is when we have the place to open up and make things happen. You can't do that otherwise. You can't do that. You can't constantly be making like 18 different routines for your life. But if you find something, like I told you about what I do, you have the coffee, you're making the coffee in the morning, it's going to take a couple of minutes. So while those couple of minutes are happening, go ahead and raise yourself and get that dishwasher unloaded. If you notice the dishwasher's unloaded, then there's a place for the dirty dishes. It's amazing how that works, right? Marla calls it the dirty dish, the dirty dish disposal, which is a perfect explanation of what this thing is about. But it can't be if it's full of clean dishes, can it? Unless you have people, like I used to have my kids always put dirty dishes on top, and I'd end up having to wash it all again, whatever. You also need to stay accountable, guys. If you stay accountable with your friends in the groups, if you say I'm having a tough time, or if you're saying, hey, I could use some encouragement, or if you see somebody who looks like you haven't seen in a while and you tag them in a post, guess what? That says you care. That helps people out, and it makes them feel like they're included. We don't have cliques in these groups at all. We don't have like, these are the cool kids and these aren't. We're all the kids. We're all a part of a tribe, and we all have the same goal in mind. And that same goal in mind is to be the very, very best that we can. At the end of the day, we all know this, right? We are here for a purpose. We're here for a purpose. We cannot fulfill that purpose if we don't feel good all the time. We can't fulfill our purpose if we're full of brain fog and pain and inflammation and we don't have anything to give anymore. Our purpose requires that there is something inside of us that needs to come out. And we find out about that purpose when we start to get clear in other areas. Sometimes you don't have to be focused on the purpose. You just have to be focused on making yourself the best that you can possibly be. It's having time for yourself. It's the self-care. It's these habit stacking and taking your routine seriously. It's understanding that your food is fuel. Your food is absolutely 100% fuel. And if you don't have good fuel going in, you're not going to get a good result going out. I love that. Betsy says she loves Marla's saying about her buffet britches. No more buffet britches, we say. And, the other thing that keeps us accountable and helps us out is we have to remember who we are. We are human beings with flesh and bone. We are not sometimes we can put on our superhero cape, put our fists on our wrists, just like Wonder Woman. And one act of doing something courageous helps and saves the day. But there are other times when we're just as soft and squishy as a newborn baby. And all we want to do is just lay in our cribs and cry, right? But we can't. We cannot do that and get anything done. And we also have to understand, because of this fleshy, limitation that we have, we cannot have a house full of triggers. So if you've got Oreo cookies and a bunch of Triscuit crackers and fill in the blank chips and candy and this, that, and the other thing in your pantry, and you're still doing the sprint, well, God bless you. But for the rest of us who are human and that kind of stuff might be a temptation, get the triggers out. Now, I know a lot of you have friends and family in the house, and this is what they eat, and it's too late, you can't get rid of it. Well, you know what? Find a new place for it. Make a deal and make something smart happen with your family. Tell your husband to keep it in the car, locked, with the keys in his pocket. Tell your kids, take it, put it in your rooms, whatever. But this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do so that you can get rid of the triggers that are in your life. Sarah says, it's a happy home, so I'm not so crazed, lazy, and ashamed. I'm good. Perfect doesn't happen this side. We're not looking for perfect. We're looking for excellence, right? That's my thing. And then reward yourself, ladies. If you have, listen, 7 days of going through this sprint. At the end of the 7 days, figure out a really great, fantastic reward for you. That's not food oriented, by the way. That isn't food oriented. Figure something out. I mean, it could be something as, normal as like go and have a massage or go buy yourself a new pair of jeans that fit or whatever. Or it could be something even better, that you could be planning a trip down the road or doing something really fun or calling up a girlfriend and spending the afternoon with her. But figure out something that just says, hey, you know what? You did it and you deserve this. That's a really important thing. And then listen, I'm going to tell you this, and I've said this so many times, but I'm begging you now. Your affirmations and your I am statements are massively huge. And you can take these and do this at any time. I am powerful. I am more powerful than a bag of chips. I am more powerful than a bag of M&Ms. I told you my M&M story where I would just destroy the roof of my mouth eating as many M&Ms as I could, the huge bag on the way home from the grocery store. I couldn't even taste them anymore, and my mouth was bleeding. That's a food addiction, guys. We can get rid of these, though. We can ditch the food addiction. We can ditch it and put in its place the love and the care and the community that we need instead. You will never get the love and care that you need from food, ever. But you will from people. You will always get that from people. That's why our community is the way it is. And that's why I invite you into this community. And even if you haven't joined yet, go to savingdinner.com/sprint. It's free. And we do things. We do things that are awesome and make people just, I can't even tell you how fabulous they are. I've never seen such a cohesive, great community. Everybody it's almost like the one-upsmanship would be, how can I make everybody feel welcome? Yvonne said, I'm powerful, not pitiful. Yes, you are. And this is something that we need to be saying to himself. I am powerful. I am strong. I am courageous. I am brave. I'm curious. I'm creative. I'm wonderful. I am a great friend. I am a fabulous mother. I am a great spouse. And on it goes, because your life needs to be decorated with that kind of stuff. Don't forget, you need to visualize and see yourself as you want to see yourself. See yourself in those size 6 jeans. See yourself doing things that you weren't able to do before. See yourself getting on an airplane and not having to ask for the seatbelt extender. See yourself in a bathing suit. In the summertime, instead of sitting in the back, sweating in your jeans because you're too ashamed to put a bathing suit on. Come on. It's time to lose the shame. It's time to lose the guilt. It's time to stand up and to be counted and to be a part of. No more hiding in the back. No more saying, I can't, I won't, I'm too this, I'm too that. It's time. It's time to stand up and be counted and to be the woman that you want to be. You can be the woman you want to be at any point and any time. You can make that decision and have that be who you are. How's that feel? How does that feel to think, I don't have to be trapped by anything anymore? Your body clutter doesn't have to hold you back, and this body clutter doesn't have to hold you back anymore either. I am powerful. I am capable. I am strong. I am in front. No more hiding in the back of photos either. Get up there and I'll teach you how to pop a knee so you look thinner. I know how to do that. This is the way to get to the place that you want to get. Whether you're in the sprint or not, whether you are, decide that you want to join the Hot Milk Club coming up, whatever it is that you're doing, it's time to stand up and be counted. It's time to be noticed again. It's time to not sink into the back and be a part of the background. And you do that with every single decision that you make. That's what we do in the sprint. That's how we roll. So don't forget tonight, my friends, tonight, or no, not tonight, I'm sorry, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is the webinar, and it's easy to sign up for. Go to savingdinner.com/webinar. If you have any problems at all, don't forget you can send an email into support@savingdinner.com and we'll help you out. No worries. And this Friday is Q&A day, and I don't have any questions. So send in your questions. If you have a nutrition question or a cooking question or whatever, go to support@savingdinner.com. In the subject line, write question for Leanne on Friday. Then I will answer it on this show. So there you have it. And all of you club members, tomorrow is our class. So don't forget, 2 p.m. in the clubhouse on Facebook. I'm excited about all of this. I'm excited that you're all joining me for all of these things. And oh, one last thing, NutriCoach appointments are available for this week, just a couple of slots. But you have to go to NutriCoachSchool.com. If you've got your act together and you want to have a new career, I can show you something cool. Go check it out, NutriCoachSchool.com. In the meantime, you guys, do you know how quickly we sold out of this? We are sold out of this. We're ordering it again, but this supports the collagen. This is amazing. It's in the shop on Saving Dinner. And also, I'm just starting this, the Get Lean CLA. This stuff has been clinically proven to bust the belly fat and the thunder thighs. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Faye is asking, the webinar is not different than the last one because I am not that brilliant that I can create brand new webinars all the time. Too exhausting. It takes a lot of work. So it's going to be the same thing, but you can also, I stay there for all the question and answers. And Jenny is there, customer service. She helps out. So does Danny. And we have a great time. And last time we were there for 3 hours while we did all the questions and answers and stuff. So hopefully you'll be there. Anyway, I'm going to get down on my Get Lean because I need it. And I would just really invite you guys to come on down for the webinar because we will be there. Go to savingdinner.com/webinar. All the info's there. Peace. I will see you at tea time today. Bye.